Last season, I have no comments on last season. We are focused on kicking some ass Friday night against Rhode Island. You always want to win number one for the fans. Our fans are ready for a big victory. We're ready to go out there and have a great win.
Coach Schaefer not wanting to talk about last season, but with the home opener on Friday, we have to. Welcome to a web edition of Q's Countdown. I'm your host, Bailey Lipschultz, joined alongside Andrew Morris and Nick Dugan. Guys, the team went 3-9 last year. It was pretty embarrassing. But Coach Schaefer not wanting to address the media on it, what stands out about that?
I mean, if you're the media, how could you not focus on it? I mean, it's not like you're going to focus on the pros of last season, and it's not like this season is going to be any better. So it's the only thing you can focus on, I think.
Yeah, I see where he's coming from, not wanting to address it, wanting to move on to a new season, maybe a better season. But I think at some point he's got to address it because it really was a downfall of last season, and Syracuse fans and the university are looking for maybe something better this coming year.
Fans wanting something better, and with a lot of additions and kind of a lot of subtractions on both sides of the ball, we will briefly look at those guys who left last year and are different this year. Guys who stand out to me, PTG on the offensive side and Cam Lynch on the defense. Andrew, what stands out the most to you?
Well, what I see here, he's not pictured on your screen, but Ashton Broyles, dismissed from the team last month, a huge athlete, huge weapon for Terrell Hunt, not going to be there this year.
Yeah, the top 5 tacklers lost on the defensive side for SU. Also, Jared West, a big receiver that Terrell Hunt will not have to his right or to his left this coming season.
Talking in the backfield, though, Devontae McFarland right now listed the running back. Do you think he stays there?
Well, I say early on in these, couple of cupcake games, if you will, you'll see running back by committee until you really figure out which running back matches up best with these defenses.
Yeah, absolutely. I think Devontae McFarland has to be the guy with Irv Phillips moving to wide receiver. I think he's probably your best bet at this point starting the season.
Talking about running backs, we'll switch to the option. Guys, I'll give you a scenario. If you agree with it, you keep it. Disagree, pitch it. Sound good?
Yep.
All right. First, Terrell Hunt ends the year as the starter at quarterback for SU. Andrew, keep it or pitch it?
Well, what I think is that Schaefer is going to have to live and die by Terrell Hunt. And, Schaefer has, not really had anyone else to show him anything in-game, anything like that. So I think unless he gets hurt, that's who the guy's going to be through the thick and thin.
Yeah, I think Terrell Hunt has to be the guy. I mean, A.J. Long redshirting. Terrell Hunt, almost 200 yards a game in just 5 games last year, looking to build on that perhaps, and I think he gives the team the best chance to win the rest of these games this season.
Terrell Hunt going to be big in the option in keeping the Syracuse team grounded. Pitch it or keep it. Nick, Syracuse makes a bowl game this season.
I'm going to pitch this one. I think they start off strong, 3-0. However, they might get a USF in the middle of the season. They could sneak a win in against Boston College in that last game of the season, but that's only 5 games, and you need at least 6 to make it to the bowl season. I don't think they're going to do it this year.
And I'm going to say the same thing. I say you have a couple 50-50 games in USF, BC maybe, but they start the year 3-0. Getting some confidence in those early, easy home games, and then you run into the LSU monster, and I think it goes downhill from there.
So both of you guys agreeing that Syracuse will not make a bowl game. Last scenario, Andrew, pitch it or keep it. Scott Schaefer is the head coach for the Orange in 2016.
Well, personally, I think 3 years for any coach is too small of a sample size to really give him any chance. You really need to see his mentality stick through the team for a while. You need to see some of his recruits stick with the team, rise up and get some playing time, although Robert Washington is gone, like you said earlier to me. But I think that you just got to stick with the guy and see what he can do in his 4th and 5th year in the ACC.
Yeah, I appreciate your optimism, Andrew, but I just don't think I'm going to pitch this one. I think that Schaefer will not be the starting head coach in 2016. I just think that, like I said earlier, I think the fan base, think that the university expected him to do maybe some bigger things, and now that he's lost some key recruits, he's lost 9 games last season, I don't think you'll see him as a head coach in 2016.
Enough about 2016, guys. Syracuse opens the season on Friday, hosting Rhode Island. Andrew, what's your prediction?
Well, I'm going to go 27-13, and here's what I say, a Syracuse victory. But I think the 2 issues with the Syracuse team is lack of weapons and lack of experience. And so what you see here is maybe Rhode Island gets some points, clear off the rust, get some of these new guys some fresh playing time, and then you see a lack of offensive firepower against the Rhode Island.
Yeah, I'm also going to take the Orange 34-10 over Rhode Island. Rhode Island only averaging 12.5 points a game last season. 1 win all of last year, and it was at home, not on the road. The Dome, a tough place to play. I think that Syracuse will take the home opener this season.
Rhode Island not going to be the toughest opponent for Syracuse, according to our analysts, but keep it locked on the Citrus TV YouTube channel for updates after the game, as well as following us on Twitter at Citrus TV Sports for updates throughout the game, as well as some post-game sound. For Nick and Andrew, I'm Bailey. Thank you for watching.